No one tells you this part about aging. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's just quiet warnings. You don't wake up with flashing red lights. Instead, it's the third time you get up at night to pee. It's the swelling in your feet that comes and goes. It's that dull ache in your lower back you've been brushing off as just getting old. I used to think these were normal signs of aging. But one morning, as I sat by the window with a warm cup of tea in my hands, I caught myself thinking, what if my body has been whispering to me this whole time? What if I've been too busy surviving to really listen? That's when I started learning about the kidneys. These two little bean-shaped organs tucked away in your back. They're working non-stop, filtering out toxins, balancing your fluids, managing your blood pressure, every single day, even when you're asleep. But after 70, they get tired, just like we do. The problem? Most of us don't know we're damaging them until it's too late. And worse, we often drink the wrong things or not enough or at the wrong times, thinking we're helping when in fact, we're silently hurting them. If you've ever felt that nagging fatigue that doesn't go away, if your body feels heavier even when you haven't gained weight, if your doctor says your creatinine is a bit high, but doesn't explain what to do next, then this video is for you. Because today, I'll share with you 5 of the best drinks that have helped me protect and support my kidneys, gently, naturally, and without medication. These are drinks I wish someone had told me about when I turned 60. Maybe I would have started earlier. Maybe I wouldn't have ignored the signs. But it's not too late. And I promise, these drinks aren't expensive, exotic, or impossible to find. They're simple, healing, and more powerful than you think. So stay with me. This could change how you drink for the rest of your life. When you think about aging, most people worry about their heart, their bones, or their memory. But your kidneys? They rarely make the list until something goes wrong. Let me tell you something I learned the hard way. Your kidneys are quiet heroes. They don't complain, even when they're struggling. They just keep working, filtering about 50 gallons of blood every single day, removing waste, balancing salt and minerals, controlling blood pressure, and even helping your body make red blood cells. That's a full-time job. But after 70, just like us, they slow down. Their filters aren't as sharp. The blood vessels around them get stiffer. Years of medications, processed foods, salty snacks, dehydration, and even painkillers, all of it starts to add up. And yet, no one warns you that this quiet decline can creep in. The signs are subtle. Swelling in your ankles, feeling cold even when others are warm, loss of appetite, itchy skin, trouble sleeping. Most people write them off as normal aging, but for some it's the early stage of chronic kidney disease. And by the time it's discovered, the damage is already done. I didn't want that to be my story, so I started reading, asking questions, watching my numbers, especially my eGFR and creatinine levels. And more importantly, I started asking myself one question every day. What can I do today to make life easier for my kidneys? The answer, surprisingly, often came down to what I drank. It wasn't about expensive treatments or fancy detoxes. It was about knowing how to support my kidneys in simple daily ways, like choosing fluids that reduce inflammation, help with gentle detoxification, and keep my body hydrated in a balanced way. Because hydration isn't just about drinking more water, it's about drinking smart. And as we get older, our sense of thirst weakens, our hormones change, and our body doesn't hold on to water the way it used to. That's why this video matters. Because before we even get to the 5 healing drinks, I want you to understand, your kidneys are worth protecting. They've carried you this far, and now, it's time to take care of them in return. Let's move on to something surprising. The mistakes most people make with drinking habits after 60 and how to avoid them. You might think, I drink enough water. That can't be the problem. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most older adults either don't drink enough or they drink the wrong things at the wrong times in the wrong way. Let me explain. As we age, our sense of thirst becomes dull. We may not feel thirsty even when our body desperately needs water. And when we do drink, we often take large gulps at once, trying to catch up, especially at night. Sound familiar? That used to be me. I'd forget to drink water all day, then drink 2 full glasses before bed. What happened next? Waking up at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., and 5 a.m., running to the bathroom. And in the morning, I'd feel even more tired than before. What I didn't know then was this. Overloading your kidneys at night is like forcing an exhausted worker to stay late when they're already burned out. And it wasn't just when I drank, it was what I drank. Many older adults rely on beverages that seem comforting, but are actually harmful. Take coffee, for example. A little can be fine, but too much caffeine can dehydrate you and strain your kidneys. Or those sugar-free sodas and juices filled with artificial sweeteners. They may be calorie-free, but they're not kidney-friendly. Then there's the energy water trend. Those brightly colored bottles promising vitamins and hydration. What they don't mention, many are packed with phosphorus additives and sodium, 2 silent enemies of aging kidneys. And let's not forget alcohol. A glass of red wine here and there? Maybe. But regular consumption, especially without proper hydration, can push your kidneys to the edge. I wish someone had sat me down at 60 and said, it's not just about drinking more, it's about drinking smart. Because once your kidneys start to fail, the damage is often irreversible. Prevention is everything. So before we jump into the healing drinks, I want you to ask yourself, do I drink regularly throughout the day, or only when I remember? Do I rely on sugary or processed drinks for comfort? Do I stay hydrated on hot days, or wait until I feel dizzy? Your answers matter, and the good news is, it's never too late to reset your habits. Now let's start with the most basic and most powerful drink of all, clean, properly consumed water. You'll be surprised how many people are doing this one thing completely wrong. Let's start with something simple. The most healing drink for your kidneys isn't found in a fancy bottle. It doesn't cost a dime, and yet most people are using it wrong. I'm talking about water. You've heard it all your life, drink more water. But what no one tells you is that how you drink water matters just as much as how much. After 70, your kidneys become more sensitive. They can't handle sudden floods of fluid. That's why drinking a large glass all at once, especially after a long stretch of not drinking, can overwhelm your kidneys instead of helping them. I used to wait until I was thirsty. Then I'd gulp down a full glass after walking or after meals. But that habit was tiring my kidneys. I didn't know better. Then one day during a checkup, my doctor said something simple that changed everything. Sip, don't chug. And drink by the clock, not just when you're thirsty. So I started a new routine. I placed a small cup of water in every room, my bedroom, kitchen, even next to my favorite reading chair. And every hour or so, I'd take 2 or 3 small sips. Not too much, just enough. That habit alone made a big difference. My swelling decreased, my energy came back, my sleep improved because I no longer woke up several times a night to use the bathroom. Another thing? I learned the importance of warm water in the morning. Before coffee, before breakfast, just half a glass of warm water with a few drops of fresh lemon juice. Not only does it gently wake up your digestive system, but it also supports kidney detoxification, especially after a long night of fasting. But be careful, don't overdo lemon. Too much acidity can irritate your bladder or stomach. Just a few drops in warm water, think of it as a kind handshake to your kidneys. And remember, quality matters. If your tap water is hard or contains contaminants, use a filter. Your kidneys already work hard. Don't make them filter what they don't have to. If I could give one gift to every person over 70, it would be the habit of sipping clean, warm water throughout the day. It sounds too simple, but that's the beauty of it. Next, let's explore a healing drink from the East. One that's been used for centuries to cleanse the kidneys naturally and gently. You might already have it in your pantry. I still remember the first time someone handed me a cup of dandelion tea. I looked at it skeptically. Isn't this the weed that grows in the cracks of sidewalks? I joked. The elderly Japanese woman smiled at me and said, What you call a weed, we call a gift. That moment stuck with me, because as it turns out, she was right. Dandelion tea is one of the most gentle and effective kidney-friendly drinks you can add to your daily routine. And the best part? It's been used for generations, not in hospitals or clinics, but in quiet kitchens by grandmothers who knew the power of nature. Here's what makes it special. Dandelion acts as a natural diuretic. That means it helps your body get rid of excess fluid, sodium, and waste without the harsh side effects of pharmaceutical diuretics. And unlike many synthetic options, it doesn't deplete your body of potassium, which is crucial for heart and kidney health. It also supports liver function, which is closely tied to kidney detoxification. When both organs are supported, your body runs smoother, and waste doesn't build up like a clogged drain pipe. But it's not just science, it's how it makes you feel. When I started drinking a warm cup of dandelion tea every afternoon, something shifted. I felt lighter, not just in my body, but in my mind. My digestion improved. The bloating in my legs went down. I slept better. I even found myself breathing easier. Of course, like any herbal remedy, it's important to be mindful. If you're on blood thinners or diuretics already, check with your doctor first. And start small, half a cup at first, then build your way up. You can find dandelion tea in most health stores or online. Look for organic, caffeine-free varieties. I prefer loose leaf, steeped slowly with a touch of raw honey, not just for taste, but for its soothing properties. It's not magic, but it's a quiet habit that tells your body, I'm listening. I want to support you, not stress you. Coming up, we'll explore another ancient drink, this one from the Mediterranean. It's not just for flavor, it actually fights inflammation and protects kidney cells at the microscopic level. If you asked me 10 years ago, I never would have guessed that something as simple as celery could help save my kidneys. But when my joints started aching and my doctor mentioned mild kidney inflammation, I knew I had to make changes. And one of those changes started in my kitchen, with a humble stalk of celery. You see, celery isn't just crunchy salad filler. It contains powerful compounds like apigenin and luteolin, which act as natural anti-inflammatories. And when blended with water or steeped as a light tea, celery becomes one of the most kidney-soothing drinks you can make at home. Here's how it works. Kidneys don't just filter fluids, they're constantly exposed to toxins, metabolic waste, and pressure from blood flow. Over time, especially after 70, tiny inflammations can build up inside the nephrons, those microscopic filters that keep you alive. Drinking celery water or celery seed tea helps reduce oxidative stress, improves urine flow, and can lower uric acid, which is especially helpful for older adults prone to gout or swelling. But I'm not just talking theory, I lived it. Every morning for the past 3 years, I've made a habit of drinking half a glass of celery water. I simply blend 1 stalk of fresh celery with a cup of water, strain it, and sip it slowly. No sugar, no salt, just pure green clarity. At first, I wasn't sure if it was doing anything. But over time, the bloating in my hands faded. My urination became more regular, and I noticed I had more energy in the afternoons. My lab results? Better than they'd been in years. For those who prefer tea, celery seed tea is another gentle option. Just 1 teaspoon of crushed celery seeds steeped in hot water, 5 to 10 minutes. It's earthy, slightly peppery, and surprisingly refreshing. But again, start slow. Celery is a natural diuretic, and too much can cause dizziness or lower blood pressure. If you're on kidney medications, always consult your physician first. The beauty of this habit? It doesn't require any pills. Just a few minutes, a blender, and a choice to care for your kidneys. Next, we'll dive into a sweet and surprising kidney-loving drink from the Mediterranean, pomegranate juice. But not just any juice, I'll show you how to use it without overloading on sugar. I used to think of pomegranate as a holiday fruit, something pretty to put on the table, maybe toss a few seeds into a salad. I never knew it held the secret to protecting the very organs that keep our blood clean. That changed the day I read about a clinical study from Israel. It showed that just a small serving of pure pomegranate juice taken regularly, could help improve kidney function in older adults with chronic kidney issues. I thought, really? Just juice? But the more I looked into it, the more I realized pomegranate wasn't just a pretty fruit. It was a natural defender of the kidneys, especially as we age. Here's what makes it so powerful. Pomegranate juice is packed with antioxidants, especially one called punicalagin. This compound helps reduce inflammation in the blood vessels and protects the small arteries that feed your kidneys. That's critical because as we grow older, these delicate vessels can stiffen or get clogged, silently reducing kidney performance. But here's the key. Not all pomegranate juice is created equal. Many store-bought options are loaded with added sugar, artificial flavoring, or diluted with cheaper juices like apple or grape. These can spike your blood sugar and do more harm than good, especially if you're managing diabetes or high blood pressure. I made a habit of checking labels carefully. Look for 100% pomegranate juice, no added sugar, cold-pressed if possible, and drink only a small portion, about 1/4 to a half cup per day. I sip mine in the late morning with a few almonds on the side, just enough to support my kidneys without overwhelming them. It's become a ritual, something that feels both healing and indulgent. And the best part, it tastes like a small celebration. Sweet, tangy, and vibrant. Like a reminder that even at 70, 75, 80, life can still surprise you with something beautiful. Coming up next, I'll share an ancient drink that often gets overlooked, but it's been praised for centuries in both Eastern and Western traditions for helping flush toxins and supporting kidney balance. And you probably already have it in your pantry. Barley water. When I was a child, my grandmother used to boil barley and let the warm, cloudy water cool in a clay cup. She didn't call it detox. She didn't mention kidneys. She just said, "Drink this, it will keep your body calm." Decades later, I finally understand what she meant. Barley water has been a healing staple across cultures, from Indian Ayurveda to traditional European remedies. And in the world of aging kidneys, it's one of the most gentle, effective, and underrated drinks you can add to your daily rhythm. What makes it special is its cooling and diuretic nature. Barley water helps your body flush out toxins gradually without causing stress or dehydration. It eases the load on your kidneys, keeps your urinary tract clear, and even helps reduce creatinine levels when consumed regularly, something that many seniors silently struggle with. But beyond science, it's about how it feels. It doesn't spike your blood sugar. It's soft on your stomach. It carries a warmth that's almost emotional, like the comfort of a soft blanket or a quiet morning. Here's how I prepare it. Take 1/4 cup of whole barley grains. Rinse them thoroughly. Boil with 3-4 cups of water for 30 to 40 minutes. Strain the liquid and drink warm or cool throughout the day. You can add a squeeze of lemon, a touch of raw honey, or even a slice of ginger if you like a little zing. But the real gift of barley water is in its simplicity. No additives, no processing, just grain and water and centuries of wisdom behind it. Since making it a part of my weekly routine, I've noticed not just improved urination and lighter digestion, but a calming effect, especially on days when my body feels inflamed or sluggish. And every time I drink it, I remember my grandmother's quiet smile. So if you're looking for one final drink to support your kidneys gently, this might be it. But before we close, let me share one last thought with you. A truth that many forget. It's not just about what you drink, but why you drink it. When you choose to care for your kidneys, you're choosing to stay independent, clear-minded, and alive in the ways that matter most. Conclusion. A gentle reminder. Your kidneys listen to how you live. So now you know, you don't need fancy supplements or expensive detox kits to protect your kidneys after 70. What you truly need is consistency, a little bit of knowledge, and a lot of kindness toward yourself. Whether it's warm lemon water, parsley tea, barley water, or just remembering to stay hydrated, each small choice is a quiet way of saying, I still care about this life. And let's be honest, many of us didn't grow up thinking about kidneys. We cared for others, Children, spouses, jobs, responsibilities. We forgot sometimes that we deserve care too. But today, you took a small step to change that. And I want you to know that matters. If even one of these drinks helps you feel lighter, clearer, or more in control of your health, then this video did its job. But now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried any of these kidney-friendly drinks? Or maybe you have your own quiet ritual, something passed down from a parent, or something you discovered on your own? Please share it in the comments below. You never know who might read your words and feel inspired to take care of themselves too. And if this video gave you even one helpful thought, one gentle push toward healing, then I hope you'll stay with us. Click that subscribe button, not just for more health tips, but for a space where aging is not about decline, but about discovery. Here on Golden Pathways, we believe that every year after 60 can be meaningful. You're not done growing, you're just beginning a new chapter. And your kidneys, your heart, your mind, they all want to come with you. Until next time, take a deep breath, drink something healing, and remember, you are still in charge of how beautifully you live.